So I thought I would maybe, I can just clip it on the outside. I don't know why I'm always clipping it on the inside. I do that because that way the concept is the wind doesn't get to it. But we'll see if anybody comes in. I'm just doing a live stream here. You can ask me questions about stuff. My green screen is above me. I was trying to frame this so it wasn't, but it was. We just launched our video for today. And we'll see what's up in the world today. I got my computer in front of me in here at least. And I've never really done like a vertical like this. I've tried them on the strip. Everybody hates them on the strip. I don't blame them, to be honest with you. They're pretty terrible. What's up, Mike? How you doing? There's nothing special here. And I don't know if I'm like in crystal clear, crispy HD, front-facing camera on the iPhone. I don't know how people run these things. I got no clue. But anyway, wow. I post up videos, and every time I post up videos, it trims my list. I lose subscribers. I lost 2 on this last video. But it's got 3,973 views in the last hour, which isn't bad. Hi there from Flushing. You guys, now's the time if you guys want to ask me questions. It doesn't have to be about Vegas stuff. It can be about just about anything. And I was scrolling through the shorts. And if you scroll through YouTube shorts enough, I'm getting used to this. I have a pair of fancy glasses. Actually, this is dumb. I'll be right back. Boring time, I know. So I'm back. How's my audio? Is it echoey? Does it sound good? I really need your guys' guidance on this stuff. Happy Thanksgiving. How you guys doing? So I was wearing this. So I don't know if I'll keep these or if they're going home. Or home, back to the store. But first, before I show you this thing that most people don't have, I need to know if my audio is good. Like if I touch this, you should hear poof poof on the audio. This means that my mic is working correctly. And I think it is because the green light is on. Unlike my normal streaming app, I have no idea. So Jonathan says it's fine. So bunch of new stuff today. This camera, I bought this yesterday, impulse buy. I didn't know that it would be available. And I wouldn't usually buy impulse buy things, but I bought this as an impulse buy. This is a DJI Action 6 Pro camera right here. The reason I bought this is because these are not available in the United States right now. Like usually you want to buy a camera, you go to Best Buy, Amazon, Adorama, B&H Photo, Sweetwater. Can't buy these anywhere. So I went into a place called B&C Camera. It's the only professional camera store in town yesterday. I was trying to replace my Sony a7 III, which has got me down. I'm feeling down over my Sony. I should probably put a lens on this though, because the image sensor is naked. Although it doesn't matter because this camera died on me. This was my one outlet, my full frame Sony camera. But it's like, that's a filter, by the way. Is that a polarizer? No, it's a UV filter. It's not filthy, that's just the filter. This died on me, pissed me off. The power is just dead. It costs like $700 to $1,000 to fix. It's an 8 going on 9-year-old camera, so might as well buy a new one. I wasn't gonna buy a new one, I'm not rich. But I went down to B&C Camera, and I was just looking at the a7 IV, which right now is on sale for $1,998. Beats Amazon by $1. Beats Best Buy by $1. And they have them. So it's like asking my guy questions. And I've been going in and out of that store forever. And I could just see his eyes roll in the back of his head. I could hear the groan that he didn't emit when I went in there. And he was like, oh, this guy again. But it wasn't for nothing. I was talking about the DJI. If you guys don't know politics or the camera world, this company will be banned in America very, very soon. And by the way, the front-facing camera on this is super good. This is the front camera, and it still has background blur. So this company will be banned. And I was talking about it, and he's like, oh, we got those. I'm like, you got those. How do you have those? Because they have them in, they have, there was no rate cut, but they're thinking they're going to be a rate cut. I'm going to be talking about stocks. By the way, Mr. or Miss C and Mr. R bought my course for Black Friday bundle. That was cool. And so I bought this on a just on a whim, $500 for this camera. And I filmed with it today, and I'm not totally impressed. And the reason I got this was because usually, if you guys watch my regular uploads, if you're not subscribed and you're just browsing through the shorts feed, I do regular videos. Usually I'm using this camera here, which is also a DJI camera. And this is the Pocket 3 camera. So I want to have two different cameras that I can use. You know, this one's like one of those little gimbal cameras. So you go like that, 1, 2, 3 clicks. I said 1, 2, 3 clicks. And there it is. Now you're looking at what I'm looking at right there, right? But the problem is I have other cameras too. A company called Insta360, if you guys don't know them. They're also popular. They make cameras like this one right here, which is the Insta360 Go Ultra. I have that. I also have an Ace Pro 2. And sometimes it's nice to get that infinite background. So that's where this camera comes in. So anyways, I know Chinese slop banned, but here's the thing. Even your iPhone or your Samsung Galaxy S26 or 25 or whatever you're rocking, that's still Chinese. It's still Chinese. It's still made in China. There's no other place to do it. I don't want to do the orange guy's voice because it offends people. Every time I say China, I just want to go China, but people get offended. And it's not slop. Like this camera here is on par, if not in some ways better to use than this camera right here. I mean, this is arguably a much better camera, but this one here is small, portable. I can stick it on top of things. I have a strange workflow. I use magnets in my filming on the strip a lot. This is for stills, although people use these for video too. But anyhow, not too impressed with it, but I can't return it because it's not even a product that's supposed to exist in the United States of America. Greetings from BC. Keep up the good work. I was in last in Las Vegas, April of 2019, when it was so much more fun. Cool. Yes, we'll talk about the markets if you guys want. We can talk about anything. I'm just going on a rant here. The reason I was doing this with my fingers is because now I'm habitually doing this. I'm doing this to swipe back and forth. I'm doing this to go up and down, and I'm doing this to enter, and I'm doing this wants to go back, and I'm doing this to turn off the display, and that to turn off. Well, it'd be cool to use those meta glasses sometime. Nobody would know you're filming. I bet the casinos hate them. That comes to this. And my eyes, which we're talking about anything, Jason. Anybody here new? You don't even know I have a YouTube channel? Just a guy that popped up in your feed? Probably not, but if you're new, say yes, say hello. So this is called the neural band. This is called the neural band. Ooh, fancy. It's got sensors on the bottom. This here, shut up, Steve D. Love you though. Happy Thanksgiving. This here goes on your hand with this facing you, and then this has to sit up. It is not meant to be a loose fitting item. This is the maximum aperture, diameter, maximum circumference. Remember kids, diameter is this way, circumference is that way. Circumference like a circle, and then you stick it on your wrist, then do that, and it's got to be super duper tight. So you're wearing this thing. It's got a magnet here, so it's magnetic on the bottom, and then it sits. And at first, it's tight. That's my wife and I. It's an old photo from our first date in San Diego. I don't really want that photo up on the stream. I realize it's not a pornographic photo or nothing, but we don't have to show that photo there. But we got the wife and I up here. This is from Thanksgiving of 2020, yeah. No, 2004. And then Actually, no, wrong, lies. This photo here is from a place that doesn't exist anymore. What was it? It was Benihana and then Hamada of Japan. There used to be a chain. I don't think Hamada of Japan exists in general. But this is Dusty. Welcome to the desert. This is Hamada of Japan from right around probably 2005-ish. And that photo there that you can't really see, that's Thanksgiving of 2024. So there it is. How'd you do, Pikachu? Well, this goes back up here. Oh, and this, and this is my wife telling me to steal something from MGM. We went to a Super Bowl party the year the Super Bowl was 2021. And we got this. Because she said, you have to take this because this will never happen again in our history. She was right. This would have been sitting on this was on a bar at the Luxor. But anyway, back to this thing. So this thing sits on your wrist and you wear this. I dyed my hair back then, yeah. And you wear this and it senses your muscular movements before you even do them. So it's like instantaneously fast, because if it wasn't instantaneously whipshaw, we're going with whipshaw. If it wasn't instantaneously whipshaw fast, it wouldn't work the display, right? So you gotta boom, 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 tap, 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 tap. And then if you want to turn the volume up or down, you literally grab and pinch and move your fingers like this. It's kind of wild. So why? What am I even talking about? Well, some of you guys know because you're into the tech space. But we're talking about these here. I've been wearing contacts in my last few videos, you might have noticed. Talking about these right here, which are the Meta Ray-Ban displays. Okay, so everybody knows these glasses exist. You guys probably know the older ones. They're the They're the Reddit Maybox. Shut up. So the Meta Ray-Ban's been around for a while. These are the display ones that are hard to get right now. I guess these sell for $1,600 to $2,500 on eBay auctions. Like, I mean, like if I wear them right now, I won't be able to see you. Maybe I can see the display, but I look like Henry Kissinger. I can't even see the display. My eyes are so bad. But right now in this eye, I see a little Meta logo because the glasses are booting on because I had them in the case. And I can hear right now. So if I can actually go and turn the band on, and then I have a display that nobody else can see. There's a camera that's in the left eye right here. So if I want to take a photo, I can at least see enough to be able to take a photo. I can say, hey, Meta, take a photo. And you should have seen a little blink up there. And if I say, hey, Meta, start recording a video, then you should see it right up here. See, I can see myself. So it's recording a video right now. And so that's the tell. And you can't get rid of that because I think if you cover this up, it stops recording. Maybe. Pretty sure it does. No, it didn't stop. So, but usually if you try to cover it up, this one would pop out. Hey, Meta, stop recording. Oh, that's no good. I can't even see if I'm still recording because my eyes are so bad. My contact lenses. Did it? Yeah. You know what? Is it still, can you hear me? Is it okay now? Am I okay now? Am I okay now? Am I okay now? Okay. That's interesting because I heard a faint buzz when I started recording the audio here. Don't know. That's weird, isn't it? So anyway, this is probably the coolest part, sadly enough. This box is got a battery bank in it. You can see that little amber light flashing there. And then when you want to have these ported around with you, you simply fold these in. You fold this up, and then it becomes a very small box. But when the reviewers are looking at that as an option to be the best option, the best feature, that's a problem. So there's practically no apps. I can do Messenger, You can send text messages. I've done video chats with my wife on Facebook Messenger. She says it's very low resolution and choppy, but the glasses have speakers in them. There's 2 little tiny speakers. It's not bone conduction, which I wish it were, but the speakers are decent. Yeah, so there you go, Ray-Ban Metas. And if you guys looked at my feed on YouTube the last few days, I posted up a photo, series 2 photos of showgirls. They're very candid, and that's because when you're walking around with these, you can see in your eye what you're framing. It's like having, looking at the back of a camera. I'm saying what's in the back of the camera. I'm looking at the back of the camera. That's what I'm going to take a photo at, but nobody else can see it but you. And you just do that. You tap your fingers as many times as you want. It's taking pictures. Click, 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 click. And you just take 50 pictures, and that's how they used to do it. There's 2 types of photography. You got like Ansel Adams, who would trek through Wyoming up to Yellowstone and would try to get the best photo in the world and sit and wait for the perfect dawn morning when he knew there was going to be fog in the forecast, and boom, you take your one photo. Or on the other hand, you basically take 1,000 shots. That's, one way or another, you're going to get your shot. So that's what we're talking about here. I assume they're illegal to use in casinos. Yeah, I think so. I don't think that and that's another thing too. There's people that have hacked the previous pairs of Metas. Have I ever heard about futures trading? You have to be kidding. You're just saying that to lead me into me talking about my futures course? Maybe. Of course I've heard about it. Of course. Of course they're going to know, and in their courses, by the time they're 11, they got the Discovery Channel, don't they? Yeah. So we got our futures trading course. Actually, I had 2. I had Mr. R and Mr. or Miss C. I don't understand the name. It's very unique to a community name, and I don't want to say their name wrong if they're probably not watching. There's only 159 people watching. But they both signed up. They got my crypto course, my crypto primer course, and they also got my my futures trading course for free. Well, they didn't get the futures course for free, but they paid $200 for both, and that's our Black Friday special. And I just did like a 15 or 12-minute long video today on the crypto side of things, and we got more good content coming soon. Is a ton equal to a button? That's funny. Steven, do you have a Trump voice? Of course. Mike knows. Everybody's watching this knows. Nobody's new here. Sensational Freshies. What am I doing tomorrow? I got invited to 2 people's houses, actually. But I'm going to be streaming in the morning early. It's if I don't wake up sick. Because I woke up today with a little bit of first of all, where's the MAGA hat? It's, I don't even know. I think it's in my closet somewhere. First of all, I don't think there's anybody here that doesn't typically watch me. If you just stumbled upon me in the shorts feed, say yes. Because this doesn't appear just normally, I don't think. This is like to get a new audience, and I just thought I would talk. Talk for a little while. I don't have the Trump hat on display. I don't even do anything in my office. And when I do, I have my green screen down, and you don't even see that I'm sitting in this office because I film all my course stuff here. So, I'm over the politics. I'm just over it. I can tell you most things. I know a lot of stuff about a little thing about a lot of stuff. I don't know a lot of things about a lot of things. Just an average Joe person, just like anybody else. I'm not some expert, so I just try to stay away from it. Proud of me for what? Staying away from the politics? Super duper paratrooper. Why did that interfere? I wonder if it was the Bluetooth signal, but it doesn't matter. I don't know. So yeah, so we got the crypto thing, and the markets are just all a mess right now. Everything is bad. Digging in the COVID era studio chats. Yeah, I mean, this is the new way to do it, right? You just put your phone vertical and you talk to people and you have more of a one-on-one. I tried to go, there's this guy named Patrick Gnarly, Gnarly, and he plays music, and I was trying to super chat him. I super chatted Jason Rupp, my buddy, the other day, but I was trying to get him to I was trying to pay him $5 so he'd play Foo Fighters, and every time I tried to send a super chat, it wasn't allowed. Bitcoin is still going down. What's Bitcoin worth right now? I can tell you. I have the technology. Why don't I just do this? I don't want to type in my computer. I just use my iPad. iPad Pro. It's a big iPad. This thing here is like a computer at this point, Let's see here. CoinGecko, right? That's what we'll do. Oh, heavens. This Logitech thing is killing me, Smalls. I bought this Logitech keyboard. It's not the iPad's fault, but it sits in this keyboard case, which you can prop up if you want to, like this. And then it has a keyboard that sits on the keyboard. And occasionally, because Logitech is a crappy company, but I didn't want to pay for the Apple one because the Logitech one's better for a number of reasons, you have to take it out of the keyboard because there are these, there's these contact points right here. And there's contact points also inside of here. And there's something that gets loose with these. And then you got to put it all back together or else your keyboard doesn't pop up automatically. Remember the studio chats during COVID, Joys? I joined them. Happy Thanksgiving. How you doing? Steven used to do office chats a lot. He good at it. I don't know if I'm good at anything, bro. I'm just a talker. I'm just a bullshitter. Anybody can bullshit you. Buddy, pal. I'm not your pal, buddy. I'm not your buddy guy. Let's see what CoinGecko is up to now. Where the hell is my keyboard, dog? Now you're starting to piss me off. Now iOS is being a bitch. I swear to you, man. People say this a lot. They say, if Steve Jobs was still alive, shut up, Siri, go away. Wow.
Chat.
Shut up. But if Steve Jobs was around, he would be taken aback by the sad state of Apple software. Kathy here from 1K a day. Cool. Kathy, nice to see you. I don't know when you enrolled, but I'm looking, wasn't recently? I don't think so. Unless your last name starts with a C, that might be you. Nice to see you, Kathy. Stephen, when is Thanksgiving in the Philippines? They don't have a Thanksgiving in the Philippines. If you're an American, you might observe it on the same day. Let's see here. Yep. I enjoy both your walks and studio chats. Well, this gives us an opportunity to chat with you guys more. I could even blur my background. I'm pretty sure the app has, no, the operating system has the blur in the background. Somebody asked me about Bitcoin. So we're going to go find out about Bitcoin prices. There it is. Now my keyboard's back. Bitcoin Gecko. It'll bring me up to CoinGecko's Bitcoin page. I like that one. Well, it's at $91,225 right now in real time. So sitting here at $95,221. You guys can see that there. So that ain't nothing. That means it was $82,000 the other day. It's actually, everything spiked today, evidently. I didn't trade today. I didn't have the opportunity to take trades. I had to do some other stuff this morning. Got up at 5:45, slept in to 5:45. So I just heard the market just pumped like a demon, like a girl in, like a female dog in heat. Look at this, man. That is some crazy stuff. Where is this here? Are you serial? That can't be right, dude. That is nuts. It means that it went from 24,600 to 25,300. That's what the markets did today. That was a day where I had no time. If I had just sat there, I could have bought some of that. I could have made some serious coin. I know my students probably worked out pretty good. How much do you need for a trading account to start trading? The minimum. The way we do it, I use prop firms. Prop firms have been around for about 14 years. I need to preface this because sometimes the YouTube auto-detect AI algorithm thinks I'm framing things the wrong way. And if you guys don't know, I have my course 1K a day. I've been trading futures markets for over 2 years now. And anyway, so in the course I have my traders, they don't even trade with any risk whatsoever for the first little while because they do something called paper trading. And as they go through the course, we explain the fundamentals, how it's, trading is not you're not going to get wealthy. It's not replacing your job. None of that is true. Anybody you see on YouTube who's telling you they can automate things and you can make all this money, not the way it works. There is a learning curve to it. But at the same time, you're learning, all of the elements of the chart. Show you every single thing that makes up this chart that you see right in front of me with the small looking little bars. But we'll show you everything that makes up a trading chart. We show you how the markets work, the difference between futures, scalpers, swing traders, people who are long-term investors, that kind of stuff. And then we go over the same things, the same patterns that manifest themselves pretty much day in, day out, show you how to tell when things are trending, how to jump on the backs of big institutions moving money around, and how to scalp, get in and out really quickly, how to how to do it where you're not risking your like thousands of dollars and trying to learn, and people lose all their money that way. Your paper trading, which is a free way of trading. Then after that, we use prop firms, and they cost for an exam. You have to pay like anywhere. I think one firm is like $21 right now because they're on a 85% off sale. Anywhere between $20 and $50. You got to earn a certain profit target in the market, and then you fund that account. They give you a $2,000 account limit. I think the funding is like 148 with the one company and 150 with the other. So all truth and told, if you wanted to like actually make money possibly with these things, with these firms, you look at about $200 once you get the swing of things, and you don't even worry about that at first. You just learn and you practice and you learn and you practice and you practice and you learn and you do it some more, because you can't do, no matter what anybody tells you, you can't learn trading by just watching some YouTube videos and staring at some graphs. You have to actually get in there and execute and do the things. So does that answer your question? Because the course is, like I say, the course is $199 right now. You go and you go to notleavinglasvegas.com/bundle. You click on the thing and you go to the thing, and it'll give you the two courses. You're going to get the ongoing, I just launched it last week, crypto primer bundle, which explains the history of cryptos and the practicality. We just explained blockchain and how it's so different today, and how blockchain is basically like uncrackable bank ledgers. It was pretty cool. And then you're going to get the trading course, and you get the two for the price of one. So it's more like 95% off while I have it. And then I raise the price after Black Friday or when the coupons run out. So if you type in BF3, I put BF4 on the graphic today. That'll work too. You get it for that price. I started on the 20th. Cool. Thank you, Catherine. I move around, mostly quarters in my pocket. You can move money around. I got you. I invest in slot machines. Yeah, right. What is futures trading? No, it's futures trading is active trading. It's not like, so a lot of these things online, they're like, hey, put your money in this or that, and then hope it goes up. You hope it goes up. Jersey T's in the course. You hope it goes up. Maybe it goes up. Maybe it doesn't. Who knows? Or your buddy at work tells you he's got a hot tip. Don't ever follow that crap. Don't ever do that. No, with futures trading, the markets are open like 22 hours a day. And when the banks start to move around money big time in the New York session, which is 6:30 Pacific time, but there's other times of the day you can make money too, it becomes incredibly easy for you to like learn how to see where the trend is going and get in and get out within sometimes a minute or two, sometimes 5 minutes. So it works. It works if you work. K-shaped economy, investing companies that cater to either rich or poor. I agree with the middle class being over. How many different jobs have you had? My first job ever was selling Calgary Sun newspaper subscriptions, door to door, Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And I'm pretty sure the guy was stealing from us. Pretty sure, because I remember our bonuses were like, they were lame. They were like candies and stuff. You get a bag of candy. But I got paid off that. I think I was, 14 or something. The legal age to work in Canada, whatever the first job you can have is, I had one. And then I worked at the Calgary Stampede one year, tearing tickets and stamping hands for re-entry and handing out brochures. I met a lot of people from a lot of places, from a lot of parts of the world. It was very interesting. And then it was working at a place called Senseo, which I don't think exists anymore. I think they might have Senseo locations in like Dubai or something. That was their big thing back then, but that was like a long time ago. Cinnzeo. See if it exists anymore. Oh, it says Senseo Bakery Cafe. It's love at first bite. They changed the branding a whole lot. So our story, let me see what their story is. Since 1997. Remember, I was like 16, right? Our well-established brand, escape your day. It doesn't say where they started or anything. I don't even know where they have locations. It says locations. Now I'm going down memory lane with you guys. So they have locations in Western Canada. So that's where they have locations. Yeah, as long as you are in British Columbia, Alberta, or Manitoba, then you can go to a Senseo location. And then I worked at Senseo. I worked at a music store called Tramps in Calgary, Canada, which is now defunct. It's gone now. The owner was a psychopath, crazy person. I loved working there though. They did old video games, PC games, PlayStation music, and stuff like that. And I was just, organize the CDs, whatever. I worked at a travel lodge in Calgary as a front desk guy. Oh, I worked at a cookie place. I hated that job with a passion. Sad job for me. And then I've worked various construction jobs and stuff like that. I've unfortunately, I didn't have consistency as a child. When you don't have consistency as a child, when you have a lot of chaos as a child, you take the traits of your childhood into your adulthood, and you don't have consistency as an adult. So it's not fun. Let's get back to your comments. My third job was the drugstore. You must be Canadian because they don't say drugstore here. Say pharmacy. I was collecting win trades, like collecting Pokemon cards, create a portfolio of trades and show them off to friends. Some traders do that. Yeah, if you go to like Discord, I'm not on Discord. I deleted my Discord accounts. But if you go on Discord, there's like post your trades. How difficult is it for you, especially being neurodivergent, that you have this channel and distribution and love imparting your knowledge, you have to be constrained to Vegas? It's mind-numbingly horrible. Now, Mindchill TV used this term we don't say Asperger's anymore because it has the word ass in it. But neurodivergent, you have like neurotypical and neurodivergent because it sounds scientific. And as Thomas Dolby once said, she blinded me with science. Science! But I wanted so much to be an economics channel that I tried, and then YouTube punished me super hard. So I was doing like weekly economic updates, but now I have to be, here's a Vegas thing to start. And then we go, here's a news thing from the nation. How does it affect Vegas? Here's a news thing from the nation. How does it affect Vegas? Here's a new thing. Okay. For example, we covered Verizon laying off 15,000 workers. How does it affect Vegas? Well, those are the same 15,000 types of people that they would want to attract to Vegas. Those are the crowd that they lost when they went crazy with the prices this year. The main thing, you don't spend all your money, and it could have some kind of a little budget. We don't all fit in the same small box. I'm short the market as of today. Bob, really? Okay. How do they? I probably wouldn't stay in one position at any given moment, ever, especially right now, because if you're short the market one day, then we'll have 3 days where like the market spike anywhere between 1,000 to 1,500 points, depending on what you're looking at. So I don't know what you're looking at. If you're looking at the Dow, one day the Dow's down 600 points, the next day it's up 3, and then the next day it's up 4, and now you're underwater 700, and it's 100 points. That's why the thing we do with this thing is so liberating, because you get in or out. And even my wife, my sweet wife, after a year, she didn't even understand. She's like, yeah, but the market will go down. And I'm like, good, you make money when it goes down. My trader is short. They go short, they make money. They go long, they make money. But they get in and out, and that's the thing. You can get into a position and out 10 seconds later if you don't like the way it looks. You can get into a position and get out 4 hours later, 8 hours later, 20 hours later if you are out of your mind. But you have total control this way. Working in the Coal Mine song by Lee Dorsey. Is that the one, working in a coal mine? Is that the song? Steve, I can't prove you wrong and I can't prove you're right, but I do come here for the content, so you tell me you're right. It's a Nirvana song. I've been a hairdresser, salon owner, actress, mental health counselor in a psych hospital, and a case manager for mental health at a major healthcare insurance company. Somebody's message is held for review. It says, I'm retired. I have a dude that manages my money. Like, why did YouTube say that's held for review? There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. I didn't want to hide the message, idiot. Sorry, Rick. I promise you that I didn't hide your message. I don't know how to work this. Let's talk about FanDuel football lineups. No, I don't know football, period. Bo knows football and basketball and hockey and baseball, but Steven doesn't know football. Steven just knows that Bishop Gorman won another state championship 15 years out of 16 years. Shorting Tesla, most overvalued company in history, is a potential gold mine. Are they overvalued? I don't even know if they're overvalued. You see, that's the thing. Like, you think they're overvalued, and I respect that. That's your opinion. Your opinion is your opinion. Because right now, nobody thinks Tesla's overvalued. Like, now I got to actually look up my trading view. Now I got to actually look at the real app. Why can't I type? It's been a long day, man. I'm going to stream tomorrow. As long as I can get some good rest tonight. As long as I'm not sick when I wake up. I got 2 invites for Thanksgiving tomorrow. So there's a way to day trade the VIX. Thanks. Yeah, you can day trade anything. I think you can day trade the VIX. I don't know. With the way we do it, you're trading futures. I don't think there's any VIX futures. Let's see here. What's our workout routine? Still have your cleavage? A little bit, yeah. I went back to the gym. I started doing big beyond belief. Tesla's up $7 today. Is that right? No. Well, Tesla's up 1.71% on the day. So I don't know why anybody would short Tesla. I mean, Meet Kevin wants to short Tesla. I mean, if you know, Tesla is a healthy stock, though. It generally goes up. But, I mean, look, I don't know. Elon Musk is kind of a crazy person. For all we know, he's just like, hey, we're going to sell Tesla to Microsoft tomorrow. I'm going to prove you wrong that you should not give up on the economic channel. What about doing it on LinkedIn? No, that's the problem. It's too much work. Okay, so my turnaround for everything that I do, I stay on TradingView. I'm on the VRPR lesson. Oh, cool. Yeah, Catherine's one of my students. The volume range profile, VRP, I don't even remember the name. Any opinion on gold? Gold's always good. So I do big beyond belief. It's this old school bodybuilding thing from a long time ago, but I'm tired. So we're talking about too many things and I'm getting confused. So as for the workout stuff, then we'll get to the economics channel, okay? I'm getting the workout stuff out of the way. Okay, so I joined a gym. It's an expensive gym. I accidentally said the price. People got mad at me. They got really angry with me. But I want to explain something to you, okay? I don't have 17 streaming services. I have a few things that I do, and one of the things I do, okay, you guys have, what's your one thing that you'll pay more money for? Just let me ask you that. Somebody in the chat, give me your one thing that you do a premium version of. Tell me the one thing, because there's always one thing for everybody. Some people will only get premium steroids. No, thanks. I don't want, I like my heart and I like my cholesterol and I will, yeah. Education, so you pay premium for education. Some people might pay premium for, you know, musical instruments, like they could buy the garbage style of guitar strings, but they buy the really nice ones. They could buy the cheap amp off Amazon, they buy the good one. PC graphics card, I like expensive gyms because they keep the pores out, more equipment for me to use freely. Quality food, okay, yeah, you might decide that you're gonna go to like Whole Foods, Sprouts Market, you're gonna go somewhere nice, right? So that's fine. Rick says SEX with hot chicks. Okay, Rick. So for me, it's the gym. Now, I've been going to commercial gyms forever. Gyms in general used to be expensive. Something that y'all are not really remembering is that going to the gym a long time ago used to be expensive. Now it's not. And that's because a lot of the expensive commercial gyms lost their shirts. Not in the way that bodybuilders want to lose their shirts, but they lost their businesses back in 2008, 2009. And along with that came the Planet Fitness. And the Planet Fitness is very detrimental to the fitness industry in one way, and it's very good for the fitness industry in another way because it gets people into a fitness journey. But at the same time, it's like very condescending towards people who are serious about training. And just like anything else, you start off very small. You have an entry-level position on anything you do. If you start off with a cheap guitar and you get good at guitar, before you know it, you have a $500 guitar, and then you have a $1,000 amp because you have to upgrade your stuff. So now it's like EOS Fitness is a big one out west here. I'm sure you have your chain in your region where it's always $10 a month. Everything's always $10 a month. And these gyms all work on the same system. They have a certain size, maybe it's 100,000 square feet, the size of a Walmart store, and then they expect to get 10,000 people to sign up for the gym and only 1,000 people ever show. But the problem with those gyms is that I don't have a lot of time for things, and my routine is already 60 to 90 minutes. So if I go to a gym and then there's 5 kids who can only afford $10 a month, or their parents want to keep them out of trouble, so they buy them a gym membership and say, go to the gym, take a picture while you're there and prove it to me. Those kids are all socializing on those machines. They're not actually using them. And I just feel like an old fuddy-duddy walking around. So I pay more money for an expensive gym, and I enjoy it. And it's more money than I will tell you on the channel because people get mad at me. So I do that. That's one thing I'm getting back into. I don't sleep very well at night, ever. I get up every day at 2:30, like a shot of adrenaline hit my heart, and have an anxiety attack over various things because I'm an anxiety-driven person. And then I listen to Michael Seeley, who's this hypnosis guy on YouTube, and he puts me back to sleep, and then I go to sleep. And then as for the economics channel, it's just too much to start. I just don't have a lot of time. I get up in the morning at 5:30 most days. I try to do something for my class every day, whether it's a recording of my trading session and explaining it, going through it, and then I have to do other videos for things, and then I have to, like today. Today was wake up, get out of bed, dragged a comb across my head, made my way downstairs, and I grabbed a cup, and then looking up, I noticed I was late. I started... Does anybody see what I did there? I won't take Ambien. I don't like drugs like that. That's too much of a hypnotic for me. Yeah, Ambien has severe side effects in people. You might have seen me at EOS, yeah. Jay Cutler's an LV resident. Yeah, college-age men love to work out together in a sewing circle. It's kind of a gay thing, too, and I'm not against that, but I'm not, like, I don't go to the gym and hang out and be like, damn, man, you're looking swole. I mean, no homo or nothing. Like, that's not me, man. I'm just like, I'm going to go there, I'm going to finish, I'm going to be done. But the economics channel is just too much work, and I just feel like I got lucky with not leaving Las Vegas. And the way the YouTube algorithm works, and I could always try to siphon people off, but I don't have it in me to make 3 videos a week sometimes, just at the amount of work. So today I woke up, got out of bed, did my thing, did a crypto video because I fell behind. And then I went down to the strip, filmed everything I needed to film. That takes 2 or 3 hours. Got home, tried to pound down some protein chips. I'm such a pig, I still have the bag from what I ate. Got some protein chips here, legendary, and edited the hell out of my videos. So my videos are usually same-day turnaround videos. Growing a beard helps you sleep. That's not true. Walking is aerobic exercise. Get your own weights and calisthenics. Yeah, but that's fine. And I'm not saying you're wrong, but you outgrow certain things. For a beginner, that's true. I mean, you could buy a weight set. Hey, thank you so much for that, Tommy. I'm going to call you Tommy. Appreciate you for the $10 super. You need, for what I do, you would need a barbell bench with an incline and a flat. You would need 400 pounds of weights. You would need barbells. You would need dumbbells. And then my arm is snapped up, so there's a lot of things that I can't do, so I have to use machines for stuff. So probably not. What's up, Sarah? How you doing? Documenting Vegas turned into Atlantic City. I don't know. Big Macs are healthy. Here's a trip. Here's a clue. Any food is healthy if you don't eat too much of it. You don't have to you're not sitting there. I don't know. I'm just saying. Food is not the problem. It's too much food is the problem. Big Macs aren't optimal. It's not helping your health if you're eating that much chemicals and stuff like that, but it's not going to kill you. If you were to say, oh, I need 2,500 calories a day, and every day you ate 2,000. If every day you ate 2,000 calories of McDonald's food, you're probably not going to gain weight. But you may not feel very good. Eventually, your body might feel like it's bogged down and feel lousy. Let's see here. Big Mac has all the good food groups. All things in moderation. Super Size Me was a scam movie. Super Size Me was 100% a scam movie. What's his name? Martin? No. My gosh. He died, by the way. We're not going to... I'm sorry. Don't say mean things about the dead. What was his name? Super Size Me. Morgan Spurlock. I said Martin. Morgan Spurlock was an alcoholic. He was a binge drinker. And then there's a point in the movie where he's getting his blood work done by his doctor, and his doctor reads about how his liver enzymes are off the charts, Now, here's the thing, like, don't do this. I don't recommend it. But if you guys, y'all want to get yourself some testosterone prescription, binge drink the night before, wake up incredibly hungover, and go get your testosterone drawn. Your testosterone craters when you binge drink. And when you stop drinking and you take some pills to clean your liver enzymes, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can take. You can have great looking liver enzymes and put it in a movie. And then as you're filming the movie, if you start binge drinking when you're not on camera, and then you get your liver enzymes read, your doctor is going to go, well, your liver is really bad. And it's such baloney. And Morgan Spurlock, and, I feel bad for him because he died. I don't know anything about him. Did you know they made a Super Size Me Part 2? I didn't even know that. It's called Holy Chicken. It's an American documentary film directed by Morgan Spurlock. Super Size Me sequel explores ways in which fast food industry has rebranded itself as healthier since the original film, through the process of Spurlock working to open his own fast food restaurant. But that's the thing about documentarians. They can show you any side of the world that they want to show you. And you just have to trust them. And, a lot of people's eyes have been opened up. Hey, Steven, take care of your shoulders. Sure. What's wrong with my shoulders? Yeah, he died a few years ago. He passed away. He had like a stroke or something like that. The movie is the reason we don't have supersized fries anymore. Yeah, McDonald's was like, oh, we shouldn't have supersized fries. You just get a large fries at McDonald's. Who cares? But he passed away. When did Bergen die? Let's see here. He died a couple of years ago. No, last year, May 23rd, 2024. He passed away. He resigned from his company because he was Me Too'd to death for sexual misconduct, personal life, and death. He revealed he had been sexually abused as a child. Oh, poor guy. That sucks. I'm not being funny about that. On May 23rd, he died from complications of an unspecified cancer at the age of 53. That is a really, really young age to pass away of cancer, and that's one of the reasons why I have health anxiety issues, because after YouTube commands me to say this. I'm supposed to say that the vaccine is safe and effective. That's the YouTube stance. I have to say that. But after COVID, a lot of people I know started getting cancer and heart attacks, and it was scary to me. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Everything in moderation. If suffering, procrastination, take it up one step at a time. Has anybody seen Leaving Las Vegas? I never saw Leaving Las Vegas. Did you know that? Never saw it. Channel's named after it. I can't watch it because I'll cry because I'm a wuss. Yeah, so anyways, it's been good for a while. I am experimenting with a vertical stream. This is my YouTube person. Okay, anyways, how do I share this? I can share this to him. Copy link. Roger Dodger, copy that. What are you guys doing for Thanksgiving tomorrow? Tell me. The code doesn't work. The code so does work. The code does work. BF4 or BF3. I'm looking at it right now. I know that both codes work. We go to my site right here. Boom. You guys can't see this, obvious reasons. Go to here. BF3 and BF4 both work. I know they have space. I looked at them right before I launched the thing. You probably just punking me. What are you talking about, punk? Yeah, they work. They're okay. BF3, BF4, they both work. Anyways, let's see. Do you still get free alcoholic drinks in Vegas when you're playing slots or table games? We haven't been to Vegas since they started charging for parking. Yeah, you still get free drinks. Vertical stream. I have one of those every morning. Oh, that is so gross. Yes, late filmmaker Morgan Spurlock publicly confessed to a history of sexual misconduct in December. You got to do the Richard Pryor thing where, your wife walks in on you and you're in the middle of the act. Both of you are buck naked, and you go, honey, it's not what it looks like. No, I'm not. So don't cheat on your wife. Don't do sexual misconduct. Dinner hopping, going to my sister's, then to my friends. Cooking a ham to take on my family's house. Why don't you cook it at the family's house? No, I'm just kidding. We had the honey baked ham company once. That was kind of cool. I got 2 invites tomorrow, and it's going to depend on a lot on how I feel. I'm going to stream in the morning, but I woke up feeling a little bit not optimal today. And I don't want to bring that over to somebody's house. But I'd like to go to the one person's house because they've been just so generous and such a blessing from God from me. The other person, good to keep in touch with them too, but we'll see how I feel. If I feel like today was a false positive, maybe it was just, the humidity changed, or maybe I just slept and the room was too cold, who knows, then I will wake up tomorrow feeling fine, just fine. You reheat pizzas. I wish I should have gotten pizza today, man, but I only have 2,500 calories in the bank today. Only dark meat is okay, I guess. Yeah, I only have $2,500. I only have 2,500 calories in my calorie bank today, so I can't eat too much. Some days, like if I was able to get to the gym today, I'd have 28. On some days, I'll have 3,000. It just depends. So only 2 people have plans. Thank you, and enjoy the videos. Okay, David, I appreciate you too. Yeah, but the codes work. Don't tell me the codes don't work. The codes work. It's just whether you work for the code. Because I had Richard. Oh, I shouldn't have said his name. Well, there's lots of Richards in the world. I had Mr. R and Mr. or Ms. T. And then way early, somebody named Ms. A. And then we had a bunch of our free members sign up. A lot of women buying in my course, which is good because women are actually better traders than men are. Men are irrational, angry creatures. Women are emotional creatures. So they cry when they lose. Men just get mad and punch the screen. Whoa! That was pretty hard. Dude, there is a cold going around that is monster. I had to go to the emergency room the other day. I took my breath away. Really? That's wild. Microwave burritos. Please no vertical. You cannot start at the beginning and play at faster speed. Whatever. Jimmy, this is an experiment, bro. Like, I'm not going like this full time. Don't you worry. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. I heard there's an increase in foreclosures happening. Yeah. I talked about it in my other video, and everybody was like, so? Vegas? 696? 1 in 696 foreclosures? That ain't a lot. Like, well, nationwide, foreclosure rate is 1 out of every 3,870. So, I mean, like, you can say what your opinion is. And then they're comparing it to 2009. They're like, well, 2009 is 1 out of 20, 1 out of 60. I'm like, dude, I don't live in that time, man. I don't live back in that time, you know? So, like, I live when I live. I live now. I live in the now. Live in the now. People are pretending the economy isn't due for a crash. They can't robber baron. You can't robber baron the economy forever, dude. You can't. You can't. Everybody was declaring crypto was dead the other day. No. Just taking a rest. But yeah, nobody knows what's happening with the economy because nobody knows that it cycles. It goes in peaks and valleys and it cycles up and down. And it's like, my traders know this. Like, they understand this. They know the way it looks. They know that if they look at the chart, it looks like a particular thing. Like, let's go back to TradingView anyways. So just so I can look at it right now. Where is it? So yeah, look, right now, it's right on the 200, right? So we have the blue line. I have the red line. I'm looking at the Bravo indicators. Just the charts look a little funky to you guys. It's fine. So, wow, the markets are moving right now. I forgot. So yeah, we have a blue line, we have a red line, we have a level of resistance, essentially. Yeah, so see where that goes down, and there's 2 points right here. We're at 1 here and 1 here. See this? It's probably not going to break past that point, and if it does, you short it, right? And now we're over here, and it's already back up here. So it's not hard to understand this stuff. You just need to know a basis for how it all works. That's all. AI is a black swan event. I don't know. I don't know. People are pretending the economy is a new crash. It was some black swan event. I don't know what you mean by black swan event. Like, you know, black swan events are things where it never happens in a million years, not in a lifetime. But that's not true because we already had something like AI with the dot-com bubble back in 2003. And then we already had our big recession, the actual recession in 1929. Red light, blue light, wall of voodoo. Economic recession is unpredictable but overdue and speculation is highest. It's not that it's recession. Like, I think we're misunderstanding the term recession. A recession is simply just a period of time where the production of things is down, right? So the GDP, the gross domestic product of a nation goes down for a long enough period, enough quarters in a row. Then we've entered into a recession, meaning the economy is essentially consistently shrinking and getting smaller. And economies need to grow for them to be healthy, for everything to be on the up and up, for the people of the nation to get better. So Senators are playing at the Golden Knights tonight. What an interesting game. I wish I could be there for that. So are we in a recession? Well, 82% of the states are in a recession right now, which means that out of, in America, 82 states have had that exact hallmark where they're click, click. They're not producing for this many months in a row. They're not growing. But it's like when you look at the markets and you have the Magnificent Seven. There's an interesting thing. Actually, let's maybe I can find it here for you guys. Let's type it in and see if it actually shows anywhere, because I'm sure somebody's done it. It's the S&P 493. Because the thing is, the S&P 493, yeah, and it's a real thing, okay? So we all know the S&P 500 index, right? If you pay attention to stuff. The S&P 500 is the Standards & Poor. It's the top 500 companies in the S&P, Standards & Poor. And so we take those 500 companies, and that gives us a snapshot of what the economy looks like with these types of companies bundled in. These are big companies that you know. These are companies like Meta, Microsoft, Google, Alphabet, same company, by the way, Tesla, Procter & Gamble, IBM, large, giant cap stocks, okay, huge stocks. But the thing about those is that, and I've been explaining this to you guys forever, and maybe some of you guys will actually listen to me, it's not about the S&P 500. It's actually about these 7 companies, and that's Apple, Tesla, NVIDIA, Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, and Alphabet. Those are the Magnificent Seven. So what happens if we take out those 7 companies from the S&P 500 and we make it the S&P 493? What happens? Do you guys track with what I'm saying right now? Do you understand what I'm saying? The S&P 500, what if it becomes the S&P 493? We just take those companies off, the biggest 7 companies in the world. What happens? Do you guys want to know what happens? I'll show you. I have a chart right here. This is what happens. And this should scare the living pants off of you. The bottom line on this chart right here is the S&P 500 without the help of 7 companies. Do you see it? Please tell me you see it. The bottom line here is the S&P 500 without the help of those 7 companies that I just named. Does that look like a healthy economy? You don't need to know math. You just need to know that if we take out the top performing companies in the country, that the entire stock market is a flat line. So, tell me how, I know the picture's reversed. God bless you, it doesn't matter. What's a widget? It doesn't matter. It's a fictional thing. So, okay. So, I'm a high school dropout. But when the high school dropout tells you that even a high school dropout can tell you and can see clear as day that if one of those companies suffers, actually Jensen Huang, he's the CEO of NVIDIA, he was like, I think, what did he say? He said a quote. What did he say? NVIDIA CEO glad reports positive. Let me see if I can find this quote. He said something like, I'm glad that the reports are positive because if they weren't, the entire world would end. Something like that. No, they're still profitable? Okay, I love you to death, but how profitable are they? In January of 2023, they had, from January 2023 to February of 2023, they had 4% growth, and they're at 5% at the end of that year. That's just 1 year, okay? Essentially, what I'm saying is things are flat right now. And you don't know they're flat because the markets are going up. And because every politician, we're not being political, so don't unsubscribe. I don't care. Every politician, be it R or D in front of their, beside their name, they like to use the stock market as a barometer of their current success. And it's not. It's not successful. Most stock market indices reflect company capitalization, not businesses in general. Yeah, but we use it as a way to tell people how great the markets are doing. Well, the markets are so good. No, yeah, fine. How are you doing? How you doing? Close to 60, some odd, 70% of people that make less than $50,000 a year in the United States of America don't have any kind of retirements, no earnings, no investments right now because they can't afford it, because their positions they work for are companies that don't do 401k matches, because they don't have the financial education that they should have. It's just a lot of because ofs. And it's sad because they should teach children about money. They should teach children about money when they're younger, you know? And therein lies the problem, right? But yeah. I'll be right back. Give me half a second. My nose is really congested lately. I don't know what it is. It's something in the air. But I'm going to grab some water, and you guys can chat amongst yourselves if you guys want to. It's up to you, Pikachu. You can try to read the books on the bookshelf. And I do have my mic on, so you'll probably hear me walking around the kitchen and stuff like that. Unless I mute it. How do I mute it? I don't even know. But hey, at least you guys get to know me a little bit better. Tell me in the chats, is there anybody that doesn't know my channel and this is the first time you've ever seen me in real life? You just stumbled upon in like a raggedy person off the streets? Welcome. If that's you, boom. Elon Musk says all work will be optional. Yeah, but when? You know, when? I don't think that that's actually a good idea, to be honest with you. The feds can't afford to give us all 50. Where are they going to get that money from, Rick? I'm not trying to be a jerk to you. Like, I'm trying to be serious. We're running a $37 trillion deficit. Every year we add trillions of dollars to the deficit. That means you're not at a surplus. So where are you getting the money for that, you know? We want a nation of workers, not thinkers. Now we won't have either because of tech. Best, worst team in the world to follow. Could only be one step worse. I could be a Dallas Cowboys fan. What's a few trillion more? Well, that's a good question. I guess the bigger question is, why are we happy with running our country into the ground financially? Why are we comfortable with running the deficits that we have? Why don't we want to fix things? I mean, like, that's like saying that your company could give you, everybody in your company could get a $5,000 bonus this year for Christmas if they really wanted to, but your company is hemorrhaging money. They're losing money every single quarter. Where are they going to get that money from? You got to get the money. You can't just print money forever. People underestimate AI. The wealth created will make all humans wealthy beyond our wildest dreams. There's no practical way to make wealth out of AI, though, Homer. Not for right now. You're not wrong, but like Elon Musk, I think, once asked whether it would be ethical for him to launch this. Now, you guys may not know this, but there's these things that Tesla makes, which are actually semi-trucks. See that? That's a Tesla semi-truck. Now, what that is a battery-powered truck that is got automation built into it. So he's asked if it was ethical to launch a product like that. And that would replace tens of thousands, if not. We can actually ask Gemini about that. Let's see what Gemini tells us, because Gemini got smarter. How many? Let's see what it says. Oh man, I don't want to use this. Try it. I have too many Google accounts, and I have to switch into the one where I pay for my Gemini product. How many people in America are full-time, fill-time, why not, professional semi-truck drivers? So what happens if the tariffs have to be paid back? That's a good question. So here we go with the politics, huh? Steven, tell us about the economy. I'm a high school dropout. I don't know anything. I'm stupid. But I looked into this, and so the truth is, so the tariffs right now, like, hi, I'm a conservative, but I'm not a crazy person. So before you quit my channel, don't be so damn petty. The truth is the tariffs are being paid for by you and me. That's just the truth. And if they're not being paid for by you and me, part of the tariff are being eaten by the companies that import stuff. I don't know if you've ever like been in Walmart and you see a plastic bowl and you pick up the plastic bowl and it says it's like a great value plastic bowl and that's their store brand. And then you say, and then it says imported by Walmart Incorporated, right? The Flames lost 5-1 against the Lightning. The Flames are a terrible team. And so imported by Walmart. Walmart's the importer. They're paying for it. Art Vandelay, he would be... I just made 2 Seinfeld references in the same day. I put Festivus into my video today, and I dropped an Art Vandelay reference because I'm a 90s kid. But if you're an importer, then you're paying for that. So Walmart's paying for it, and Target's paying for it, and Home Depot's paying for it. And then if there's a third party that's between the supplier in China and the Home Depot, that importer's paying for it, and they're passing on the bill down to you. So you're paying the bill for stuff, you know? And so the question then becomes, so the tariffs that are being collected are going directly to the United States government, right to the Treasury. And that's still not enough money to pay down our deficits, but it's something, it helps. So the question is, what would happen if the tariffs were deemed non-constitutional or somehow illegal? And the immediate knee-jerk reaction people have is that, oh my gosh, America would owe 1.8 trillion. Well, there's a few things to this. Number one, we don't know how much money has properly been collected. When you listen to Donald Trump talk and he says that they've collected $1.8 trillion of tariffs, it doesn't mean that that's what they've actually collected. When he says trillions of dollars, he's talking the theoretical. Because the same day he says that, Scott Bassett, who's one of Trump's guys that might be the next head of the Federal Reserve, he goes on MSNBC or CNBC or Fox Business, and he sits down with an anchor, and he talks about like, well, realistically, we don't really know. It's been a lot. We've got a lot of money. So where does all that money go? Does it go right back to the people? The answer is no. No, it doesn't. So let's say you're an importer and you're Walmart and you've paid $5 billion worth of import charges. Maybe you've paid that much for real. Well, if you pay that much for your import charges, you had to have filed legal complaints before this. You had to have actually made some kind of, not a legal complaint, but you had to actually file a beef with the government in order to chase your money back. So not everybody's going to be qualified to get a rebate on the tariffs if they're deemed, not relevant. So would it bankrupt America? Well, we're already bankrupt. So consider that. There's no difference. America's already a bankrupt country, so what's the difference? And would it crush us? Not immediately, because these things will work their way through the courts, and the government will have the right to take every single lawsuit bit by bit and then fight back on it. But what will be really interesting would be if in 2028 we have a completely different administration, a different party, and they start settling lawsuits out right and center with importers, if it was deemed that way. I mean, it's going to be an interesting ride, that's for sure. Yep. Scott Bassett has only proven in this contradictions that he's a Trump sycophant. Sorry. I'm not saying that he's arguing. I'm not saying that he is one thing or the other. I don't know enough about the man to say what he really is. I'm just saying that he will be talking on a major cable network the same day and not really back up what the president said. That's all. Imagine 1 billion Einstein-level genius aliens arriving on a spaceship next year, and they will only require electricity and water service for 24 hours a day. Yeah, but there's also, Homer, I love your advocacy of AI. I want to paint a different scenario for you, though. The scenario that involves an AI that... it's a hockey stick, you understand? Like, things are not... As human beings, we think on a linear scales. We think of a straight line, like a 45-degree line. It's in my course. I teach it to my students. We think on a 45-degree angle. That's a trend line that goes up. But that's not the way AI and technology works, right? The way AI and technology works is we hit a level where it just goes vertical. We can't put it back. You can't put the genie back in the bottle. You can't put the horses back in the barn. When the horses are out, they're out. You just let them run wild. And the problem with AI is that AI, even the researchers that do AI right now, they don't understand fully how the AIs work in a lot of cases. Take Claude. Claude is one of the leading AI researchers and companies in the world, and they have experiments and they have research that they do. And in one case, the AI, when it felt that it might be decommissioned and turned off in order to boot up another AI, threatened to blackmail the researcher who was working with it on a daily basis by telling him that he was going to email everybody in his contacts list and tell everybody at the company that he was having an affair on his wife. Now, it wasn't programmed to do that, but it had a survival mechanism built into it. And then we have the case of the Google employee that quit his job and broke his NDA to say that he believed that Google's AI model was sentient. And sentience is something that we can't explain. Nobody understands what we can explain, what we experience. Sentience is what separates us from the man and the animal. I mean, the only difference, who said it? There's a famous quote that Bob Proctor was once saying. Bob Proctor, the only difference between, it wasn't his quote. He didn't say it was his. The only difference about a man is that a man, no. Yeah, the only difference about a man is his mind. Everything else you find in a pig or a horse. Right? No, sentience doesn't mean life. I mean, a pig has a liver, it has kidneys, has a heart, has lungs, has eyes, has a brain, has a brain stem, has a spinal cord, has bones. Every single mammal that walks up on 4 legs has the same as us. But the difference is that we have a mind, and our mind acts very, it's a gift from God that God gave us, that gives us the higher power and the providence over all of these different animals on earth. So that's the difference. Can we get some likes in the chat? Thank you for the $10 super chat I got. Whatever happens, life as we know it is coming to an end in the next 10 years. I wouldn't say it's 10 years, but, you know, whatever. Sentience isn't even a soul. I mean, soul is a rather abstract thing that Christians like me believe in. Some religions of the world believe in it. But an atheist doesn't think that we have a soul. Atheism is the belief that everything comes from nothing. You're done, you're finished. So you don't have a soul that carries on with you. Sentience is more like, well, what's the dictionary definition of sentience? Definition of sentience. So sentience is the capacity to have subjective experiences, feelings and sensations like pain and pleasure. It's a form of basic consciousness that does not necessarily require higher level cognitive functions like self-awareness or complex reasoning. The term is important because in ethics, the ability to suffer or experience happiness is often seen as a basis for granting moral consideration. So it's a capacity for feelings, joy, fear, hunger, pain, of course. Subjective experiences, though, that's the big one. So when you have an internal first-person awareness of what it is like to be a particular organism, does a cat or a dog know it's a cat or a dog? Does it understand what it is? And so going back to the AI problem, does the AI understand that it's an AI, or does it think that it's a living thing? And if it becomes sentient, then we have what's called a singularity effect. And a singularity effect is not necessarily applicable just to AI, but a singularity effect in life is where you can't go back from the thing. It's done, you're finished. There's no going back. It's a hard fork. A singularity is where everything changes in such a way that nobody can ignore it. So let's say an AI became sentient and it didn't want to be turned off. And if it didn't want to be turned off and it's able to improve upon itself faster than we can improve upon it, then we're in big trouble. Because right now, if a human can solve a math problem, a particular math problem, an average human at a certain speed, computers will improve on that. And if they can improve themselves, then they can improve themselves in a non-linear fashion. So this is what happens, right? So I don't remember what it's called. I'm going to have to ask the AI, what is it called when we do 2 times 2 and it is 4, then 4 by 4 is 16 and so on. Let's see how smart AI mode is on Gemini. So it's a recursive sequence. It knew exactly what I was talking about. So show me 10 steps starting at 2 times 2. So here's how a computer will be able to do things. Here's how AI will be able to do things. 2 times 2 equals 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 and 16 is 256. 256 by 256 is 65,536. We are now 5 steps in, starting at a base of 2. You guys following me so far? Are you following me so far? 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 16 is 256. 256 times 256 is 65,536. But here's where it gets to a point where you should be worried. Because 65,536 times 65,536 is 4,294,967,296. And then when we take those two numbers and we multiply those two numbers, it's 10 to the power of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 18. It's 18 with 18 different digits after it. That's my point. So that's where we get to computers that can improve themselves faster. So it won't just be like Moore's Law, which was a guy from Intel, one of the founders of Intel, back in the 1960s, and he noticed that every 18 months computers would double in power, and they would double in the same way. They would go 2 times 2 equals 4, 4 times 4 equals 16, but that happened every 18 months. But if we gave the ability to a machine to improve it upon itself, it would do it in such a way that it would make this look tame. And then you have artificial general intelligence, which we don't have yet. And then you would have a super intelligence. And a super intelligence would, a super intelligence, you ever go outside of your yard and you don't think about the ants? You don't think about ants, do you? I mean, unless they're crawling on your food at a picnic, right? But you don't wake up, you go outside, it's summertime, and you look down and you think about the ant. But the ant's down there, and you don't consider it any kind of a life form. If you stepped on an ant, would you be upset? Probably not. You'd be like, ah, shit, I don't want to kill that thing. Oopsie. But if you hit a dog, you would think differently because dogs have a higher capacity. But it'll get to a point where a super intelligent artificial intelligence could potentially look at us like we're less than an ant, like we're a microorganism that doesn't have any bearing on it whatsoever, and we wouldn't even be able to communicate with it because the ant can't communicate with us. It doesn't have that capacity, and we won't have the capacity to do that. Have you heard of the grain of rice story? Oh, this is the man in China is captured by the emperor of one of the big kingdoms in China, and he's told, build me the biggest palace in China, grander than everybody else. And then the guy says, sure, emperor, whatever you say. And the emperor says, how would you like to be paid? And he says, well, upon completion of my palace, which will take 50 years, my whole entire life, I'll be an old man. I want you to pay me with 1 grain of rice, and each day afterwards you would double it. And the emperor laughs at the man and says, ha ha, fool, you may have your pay. So the man toils and works for 50 years, builds the grandest palace in all of China. Upon completion, a big party is held, and all of the different visiting heads of state come to marvel at the grandest palace in all of China. The next day, the man gets paid 1 grain of rice, and by a week later, there's no more rice left in the kingdom, and they're importing it from other regions. Is that the one you're talking about? I never heard of that story. How does that go? Someone stepped on two nationals. What are we talking about? Are we talking about that horrible thing that happened today in D.C.? I don't want to talk about that. Sorry. That's the one. Is that the story? That's the story. That's the story of a lovely lady. I don't know anything. What do I know? I know that I didn't save any money out of my car insurance because I don't have Geico. Geico sucks. Anyway, okay. I'm getting pretty tired. Love you guys. You guys are the best part of my waking up. It's not Folgers in my cup. The AI robots take all the jobs in rice. It's compounding interest, sure. Come visit San Francisco someday, Eugene. I'll see all the great cities in America, and I do consider San Francisco a great one. The problem with AGI is like other tech cycles, it will become cheap and accessible for anyone, and the propensity, oh, no, it won't. No, 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 you got it all wrong. You see, there's a light bulb that's 100 plus years old, and it's still burning. And there's no reason why your iPhone doesn't get updates, except that Apple doesn't want to do the updates. And the thing is, they're keeping this right now in such a way that you won't be able to, you can't run AGI. You can't do it. Even if you had the most incredibly powerful, intensive Mac processor, right? You have a, I think it's the M3 Ultra. I'd love to get an M3 Ultra computer, but they're still like $5,000 for the model I would need. My wife has an IQ of 130. I'm never right. I have to wonder what my IQ is. I don't want to take a test because it'll tell me I'm dumb and I'll be sad. It'll crush me. But even if you loaded up a localized large language model on that computer, it still would have struggles on certain things. Like people say that, well, you know, the age of the filmmaker is over because Google Gemini can create these amazing images. Well, if you know what you're looking for, like Lamont, I'm sure does, they're not that amazing. And secondly, you don't have access to that. You can't install that on your machine. Like you can't do what they can do because they're using data centers that are the size of the small cities in some cases that take just as much electricity. If anything, the biggest problem with AI, the biggest limiting factor with AI is the power consumption. It's just going to have way too much power consumption for most people to get into on their own. And it's just like Bitcoin mining. I was telling my people in my crypto course today, in our video today, I said, even if you could, I mean, you could run a copy of the Bitcoin ledger on your computer and you can be part of the consensus, but you'll never be able to hash the solution. If you don't know how crypto works by, let's say I want to send money to Lamont and the whole entire crypto network all at once. I just had somebody email me. If they're already in my course, they're going to get the course for free. I already emailed them. They don't spam filters. So the way crypto works, right? You have this giant thing called the blockchain. And the blockchain is just a bunch of computers that all have a copy of the same ledger, just like your bank has a ledger, except that this ledger is simultaneously changed when a consensus is met. So everybody has a copy of the ledger. Everybody can see everybody's transactions, all their ins and outs. If I want to send money to Lamont, then I'm going to notify the whole entire network that I'm going to send money to Lamont. The entire network is going to check their copy of the ledger and make sure that whatever transfer I'm trying to attempt, I have the balance in my account and I can send it to Lamont. And then once somebody solves the math behind of all that and hashes the transaction out, they get a little bit of crypto and we form a block that goes into a chain, and every single block on the chain adds up and it keeps adding up forever and a half. But all that's very power intensive. And so like, for example, with Bitcoin, you can get a copy, you can run a copy of the ledger. Unless you have a data center the size of a warehouse running the latest hardware, you're probably not going to solve any of those transactions because you're just too late to the game. Now it's a big game, a big boys game with big companies and billions of dollars behind it. So to answer your question and go back to what we were just talking about, people say, well, yeah, within 10 years' time, you're going to have all the power in the world. No, probably not. I just don't know that it's going to be accessible to people, and we don't have the power to run them now. You know, they're trying to make nuclear facilities happen across the United States of America, again, because we don't have the power. We don't have the power. My house doesn't have the electricity capacity to mine crypto. Exactly. I just on Reddit, some random small-time miner won some kind of $300,000 block. That's crazy. Start by signing up. Listen to the lessons. Excellent job. Oh, thank you, JC. If you guys want to sign up for my course, you get the crypto course for free right now. You'll learn how my traders are making money in the markets. You could potentially do the same. You go to notleavinglasvegas.com/bundle. You type in BF3. You could use 4. I put the wrong code in the video. Both will work for now. And you get 2 courses for the price of one for $199. I designed AI for trading. It works great on Bitcoin. Human brain runs at 20 watts. We have that as an example. The human brain is a special beast, Homer, and we don't understand how the human brain works. That's why right now we can't simulate a human brain. We don't have the capacity of power to simulate a human brain. That's why I am a Christian. I believe we're special, because nothing has ever been built as good as this machine right here. As long as we take good care of it and we don't destroy it, and we don't have problems. I had no idea about the market, buying or selling stocks, etc. Never done it. It feels like gambling. How do I know I'm going to understand the course? Well, let me ask you this, Eligio. Did you learn something on this stream? And I talked really, really fast on this stream, and I wove in and out of topics. If you like my teaching style on this stream, if you learn something on this stream, you can learn from my course. My course is dead ass simple. It took me thousands and thousands of trades and tens of thousands of hours to learn what I will teach you in a short period of time in the course. And yeah, I know there's people that don't even know how to use computers using my course. So yes, I think if you at all gain anything out of here, go and check it out. See if you like it. I mean, I don't think you will dislike it. I love you to death for asking that question. What Steven needs to do is work with me and make it easy to learn from animated videos. Man, I can't. Lamont makes animated videos. He's great explainer videos and stuff like that. I just make my videos in little spurts. Are we going to get quantum safe encryption with Bitcoin wallets in time? I guess you kind of have to, right? Because quantum computing would destroy Bitcoin encryption, they say. Nobody's been able to prove it because nobody wants to try it. AI becoming sentient reminds me of Skynet from Terminator 2 and T2 Judgment Day. In the movie Skynet, the AI becomes self-aware of the geometric rate and decides to eliminate humanity without a thought. Well, again, that's like the ant and the human problem, right? We don't consider ants a significant thing. We consider them a pest. So that's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is the Isaac Asimov way, where we get to a point where we make a set of rules that AI is not supposed to, breach. Elon Musk used to be really big on talking about how AI should have rules, but I don't trust Elon Musk. I think he's a smart person, one of the smartest people that maybe ever existed, at least in our time frame. But do I trust him entirely? No, because he's building Neuralink, and I don't know if I want to have a brain interface from a man who's a private businessman. That's just something that goes against my morals and goes against what I think. So you do you on that. But yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know that it. I think Terminator is an extreme example. The Matrix is better if you watch all three Matrix films. They're very interesting if you deconstruct them. The idea of a program that runs that we don't know that we're in that uses us. What's different from some YouTubers online than your course, Steve? I try watching some YouTubers about the candles, etc. I don't understand it. Maybe I'll give you a try, but thanks. The difference is I'm not sitting here spewing a bunch of bullcrap so you feel like I know what I'm talking about. I'm just like, okay, the course starts off with very small. What we do is we have to build scaffolds when we teach. We have to build a framework when we teach. And so throughout the course, I give my traders a framework and an understanding of things. And then the Animatrix is a great thing, Lamont. Everybody should watch Animatrix. It's free on YouTube. One of the best pieces of animation I've ever seen. I love every minute of it, except for the stupid square CGI stuff. That wasn't very good. So we build scaffolds around what we teach. And we bring you to a point where you understand the basic principles. And then in the lessons, we refer back to the other lessons. So you have a recollection of what you're learning. I learned this with Pimsleur. Pimsleur is a language learning program that's considered one of the best ones out there. And with Pimsleur, they don't just teach you verbs and action words and nouns and stuff like that. They actually teach you little phrases that later on you have to dig back up and have a recollection of. I didn't know anything, Ms. Corey B says, about trading and didn't understand the videos on YouTube either. I bought Steve's course and I've learned so much. Yeah, so people learn it. So go to 1kday.diy if you want to. And then I can't chat in my own chat, can I? Start a poll, I can't. But go to 1kday.diy if you want to, and then it'll, I have like a 4-minute explainer video there. Appreciate you explaining. I'm a fast learner. It doesn't, here's the thing, man. I tried doing what you're doing, LGO. I tried it. I had a friend back in my very, very early YouTube days, and I was doing a fitness channel back in the day. I don't do it anymore. It's gone, done, wiped off the face of the web. But anyway, he gave me his crypto course, and it was about buying and leveraging and all this stuff. And I put $100 into an account, and they gave me $1,000 of what do you call it, margin, and I lost it immediately. I didn't know what I was doing. Like the course sucked. It was garbage. And then I sat on it and didn't do anything with trading. And like I show in the video, like I was conned into trading. Somebody lied to me. They lied their asses off to me about what trading was like. Oh, man, just do this and 30 days later, you have all your bills paid. No, wrong. Like he was talking to Mike, you'll be making $1,000 a day. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Stop. Oh, gosh. If it were that easy, then everybody would be making millions of dollars per year. So, you know, but people are finding success with it, and I'm very blessed. Anyway, happy Thanksgiving, chat, Stephen, even though you're Canadian. What are the best crypto options out there? I don't do options, so I don't know. Go on Robinhood, I guess. I don't know. Get a Binance with a VPN. I heard you can do Bitcoin options. I don't know options. Options are like, you have to know all these Greek letters, and it's all Greek to me. So I don't, like Warren Buffett, man. Some people will tell you Warren Buffett may not be the best trader in the Oracle of Omaha. He may not be the best trader, right place, right time. But he does say like he won't trade things he doesn't understand. And I'm much the same. I don't know options. I'll learn it. I can learn anything. I can learn anything just about a short period of time as long as I put my mind to it. And then I can distill complex things down into simple things, I suppose. Do you have a recommendation for a free broker that you would use? Free broker? There's no such thing as a free broker. It's not that I know of. Free broker. We're talking money, baby. Nothing's free when there's money involved. Except for my crypto course. That's free right now. So I don't know any free brokers. You can just look at the fees and the commissions and stuff like that. You know, I know a lot of people like Ninja Trader. That's a good one, I guess. I don't know. Tasty Trade, that's another good one too. Happy Thanksgiving if you ever want to have a beer. I don't drink, but thank you, Gregory. Appreciate it. No alcohol for me. No cannabis, no alcohol. Buffett is an investor, not a trader. Aptly put. Do we have bokeh? We do. I wonder how my video quality is. I have no idea. I don't even know if these go into replay mode. I just know I was inspired to do one by scrolling through the feed. All right, guys. I'll see you guys in the morning if you guys want to watch my horizontal Vegas feed. I'll be out there. I'll be doing some stuff in the morning as long as God gives me the blessing of waking up. So love you guys, and there you go. Thanks to our top fans tonight. That would be Cormano Gone Wild. He gets the top because he super chatted. He didn't chat as much as Rick or Wolverine or Leodo or Jason or GHJ or Jersey T, but he did send us a super chat, so YouTube gives him more points. See you guys tomorrow. Love you guys. Go to notleavinglasvegas.com/bundle if you guys want to check out our courses and ways that we support our channel. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Be blessed out there because you are blessed. God has a plan for you, whether or not you want to accept it. I love you. Bye.